let's talk the bullpen because the bullpen's been hit and miss at best. There's big question marks around Jeff Hoffman and how he has been doing. Sir Anthony Dominguez has not been as sharp as maybe people were hoping coming from Baltimore and has walked more than his fair share of guys. Louis Varland, same thing. Kind of the bullpen in general has walked more guys than they would you would want to see out of a bullpen.
Yeah.
This one stands out. Yariel Rodriguez, who was dealing in the first half of the year.
Oh yeah.
Over his last 9 appearances, so that's 8 innings pitched, he's given up 12 hits, 10 earned runs, 9 walks, has an 11.25 ERA, and opponents are hitting 364 against him. His whip, walks, hits, innings pitched, 2.63. His
Jeez.
last clean outing was July 25th.
Do you
This,
know? Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I want to see his innings this year compared to last year because it almost sounds like dead arm. Like it almost sounds like he's just losing his command, losing his velocity, and he just doesn't have what he had at the start of the year. At least in my opinion, that's what it feels like.
it's really interesting you bring that up because that was kind of going to be my next point. Is since, first of all, the Blue Jays started Yariel Rodriguez as a starter to begin the season. They hit a wall mid April and moved him to the bullpen where he looked so much better, but they were carefree with his innings. He'd pitch back to back. He had a few games where he pitched 3 games in a row. He would go out for 2 innings at a time. And honestly, as a fan, I was like, this is amazing. We've got a horse in the
Yeah.
in the bullpen. But also the more you look into it, routine is the at the crux of every pitcher's success. Whether it's starters or bullpen. And bullpen, obviously, the routine is more flexible. It's more malleable. It's kind of you try to do the same thing every time you're about to get up, but there's not the regimented timeline. So I think that just how much they have worked him is starting to come back and bite them in the ass a little bit. And
Oh yeah.
for if you're I'm still undecided if we're going to release this to the public or not. But if you are watching this and this is on the public side, drop your comments, grounds crew. Where are you at on Yariel Rodriguez? Have any of you noticed something that maybe explains this dip outside of workload? Because that is my theory. And I know,
So,
Matt, you brought that up too. Go
oh,
ahead
it just seems like a workload. Like it seems very much like a workload issue. Um, but like this is also a little concerning. So last year he started 21 games last year, pitched 86 innings. This year he's played in 54 innings. Or he's played in 54 games, pitched 61 innings. So his innings are actually down from last year.
Yeah.
And when you're only going like one inning at a time, that's pretty concerning in
Mm-hmm.
my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like it could again be dead arm when it's not looking like it should be expected, but who knows what's going on?
I don't know what John Schneider does at this point. There
Yeah.
is, if you're just talking circle of trust, who do you trust the most out of this bullpen right now, Matt? Give me a name.
Jimmy Garcia.
Ah, the guy on the IL.
He
I
has
like
not
it.
hurt me once in the
He has
past two
not he
months.
has not hurt us in months. Gotta love
Um,
Garcia.
like if we're going from like a realistic standpoint of what I think the Jays are going to do, they're going to leave their trust in Hoffman.
Hmm.
I personally like I'd want to say put your trust in Brandon Little because he has been playing phenomenal baseball.
He just
It's
hasn't.
just
He just
his
can't hit his
numbers with the
spots sometimes. Yeah.
just the numbers with the righties is like his splits aren't perfect
Hmm.
and he's not the perfect guy. He's gonna throw the wild pitches. But like again, when you go up and down this bullpen, it's kind of like what else do we have? Like we you touched on it very briefly. Varlin has not been what we thought he was gonna be. Like a one, maybe two innings of just like shut down kind of
And
pitcher.
this is where I always bring up the fact of when it's a fucking reliever, let's pump the brakes a little bit on years of control. Like, listen, I think it's fantastic that Varland is a Toronto Blue Jay until 2031. But relievers are so volatile and so difficult to actually predict how they are going to play out in the long term that looking that far ahead is kind of silly. So, what I think needs to happen right now, because the truth is, Matt, this bullpen's leaking oil
Oh yeah.
and it's leaking everywhere. I don't think that if you are a Toronto Blue Jays fan, you can honestly say that there is one guy that you feel 100% confident in going to right now.
And also, this would be the time where John Schneider said we're moving Eric Lauer to the bullpen. This would definitely be the time in the season I would want him to stay in the bullpen.
Hmm.
Obviously, he's getting the start on Wednesday, I think it is. And he deserves it.
Yep.
Not saying he doesn't deserve it, but when the bullpen is leaking and you have a guy, you have a six-man rotation, and you have a guy who can be a reliever and work out of the bullpen, this is where I think we would almost want him to be in the bullpen and then kind of give less save opportunities to Hoffman, less to like Dominguez, and more like seven, eight, nine to both, or not, sorry, not nine, but like six, seven, eight to those guys just to figure it out. It's not the high pressure situation. Give it to Eric Lauer because he's been pitching fantastic and he has the bullpen experience.
So this is a Twitter thread on of comments, by the way, on this Yariel Rodriguez stat I just gave off. And I want to throw a bunch of cold water on this, but first, here are some of the comments. The entire bullpen's questionable, will most likely be eliminated as quickly in the playoffs unless Bieber and Scherzer throw 8 innings. Gosman has to be more consistent. You never know where you're going to go from here. Schneider's overusing the bullpen. The entire bullpen's awful. Overworked and not really ready for the workload. Velo's down quite a bit. Out of gas. People were fine sending Fisher down.
Bro,
When Braden Fisher is your shining star. Ugh.
speaking on Fisher, he was the pitcher who got absolutely lit in Buffalo yesterday.
Before
He
you
like
start
walked.
pining over Braden Fisher, lit up in
He
AAA. All right.
he had like two walks and like three earned runs or something like that in an inning. But
That's
yeah,
hilarious because the next comment is, it's okay. The best reliever in the organization's in AAA, Braden Fisher. It's like, okay, well, guess what?
Paxton Schultz though he had a scoreless inning yesterday. He's a good reliever too.
He had, that's true. Do you feel confident in Paxton Scholes, Matt?
I said I'm happy with a shutout inning.
Yes.
I didn't say I'm
Yeah.
confident.
This is what I'm saying, all right? So, after all those comments, right? Do Varland, Atkins is clueless. What a horrible front office. It goes on and on and on like this. Listen, all bullpens are going to, at some point in a season, make you want to fucking stab your eyes out.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, this is not new. And I'm not defending this bullpen because they definitely need to get it together. However, I would much rather this be happening right now in the third week of August and them have some runway to figure it out and get it together than it be happening third week of September and us all looking at the playoffs going, oh my God, what are we going to do? A lot of you
Yeah.
might remember a few years ago when Philadelphia, the Phillies went to the World Series, and that bullpen was absolutely lights out, right? Alvarado,
Yeah.
Hoffman, like the list goes on. Dominguez was in that bullpen as well. Like they were just so good. But what happened is they had the best span of baseball that they'd had all season in October. And this is normally the story of a bullpen on a winning team. And you can do the best you can as a front office, and you need to bring in the talent. You got to have the stuff. You got to have the guys who can get it done. But you also need to cross your fucking fingers and hope that it all comes together because this is not going to constantly happen where there is a consistent bullpen from the beginning of April until the end of October. That's not a thing.
No, and like the other thing is when you look at Varlin, Dominguez, Rodriguez, Hoffman, when like right now they don't have it.
They
Whatever
don't
they
have it.
had early in the season, they've lost. It's kind of like simmered out. But in the back of your mind, you just have to think of when they make that correction and figure it back out, man, will they have it.
Hmm.
They like when they're at the top of their game, they are all exceptional pitchers. And I do think, like, for that reason, we kind of have to cut them a little bit of slack. That the upside of them is like 10 times better than the downside.
It
And they
is.
just have to kind of like get over this hump until September and then turn it around really hard.
And people are gonna hate me here, hate me saying this, but you also kind of need to cut John Schneider a little slack because right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
put yourself in his shoes. Right, you're the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays. You're in a tight game. Who do you go to? Like Matt, you and I just talked about
Yeah.
this. There's not one guy right now that I would go to and feel confident about. So
It
you're trying to find something.
It's like throwing at a dartboard. Like, and that's who he's gonna pick. That's pretty much the situation he's in. He's just kind of gonna have to be like, okay, I feel like this guy's got it today. I feel like this guy's got it here. But at the same time, he's also thinking of like, okay, Hoffman can be lights out,
Yeah,
but will he today? Dominguez,
Varland can be
yeah.
lights out.
Varlin could go like two or three just complete shutout innings, K everybody. But also there's still the chance that he walks a lot, misses his spots. Like there's so much it's two extremes. It's not like one consistent kind of guy.
No recency bias is quite as pure funny as baseball recency bias. Like, man, I remember when Varlin was first put into this bullpen and his first outing, and he K'd two and just looked so dominant. And there were people being like, make him the closer.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
just,
remember Hardy at the
yeah,
start of the season when he had like the under 2 ERA. He got lit up in what, June?
yeah,
Everyone hated him.
yeah,
Nobody wanted a thing to do with Hardy.
yeah,
And then he comes out, K's Otani,
yeah.
K's Betts. Best thing ever again. It's it's so just like it's yeah, it's recency bias.
Relievers are relievers for a reason. I hate to be that old man to say that saying, but here we are. And again, it's rough, but fingers crossed that there are two guys who are dealing that John Schneider can just use the absolute shit out of when games are on the line and it matters the most, right? Because if
Yeah.
you've got if Hoffman is April Hoffman and Varland is July Varland, and you can just ride those two every eighth and ninth inning and then cross your fingers and hope you get your strikeouts from Dominguez and cross your fingers and hope that Little is hitting the strike zone this outing and cross your fingers and hope that, whoever it is on their game that day. That will go a long way. And unfortunately, that's where this Blue Jays bullpen is at right now, is there is no one hot.
So I saw a tweet. This goes along the lines of bullpen, but I saw an interesting tweet this weekend about Jordan Romano, who is all over the place
Mm-hmm.
in Philly. Um there's rumors that he could potentially be bought out and released from the team, which I would not be surprised. Um, would you ever see the Blue Jays taking a chance and just like throwing him a bone as kind of like another experienced reliever and bring him back to Toronto?
If the Phillies buy his contract out and he's available and I'm the Blue Jays, I go to Jordan Romano and I say, come pitch in Buffalo. If you catch lightning in a bottle, you're in our bullpen. If not, you're in the same position and you just made $8 million plus whatever little bit you're going to make in Buffalo.
I agree 100%. And this is also super speculative. Like I've only heard
And
like
probably Toronto is the only team Romano would give yeah, I'll go pitch in the minors for a bit.
yeah, I think that's the one reason why he might do it, but again,
By
it's
the
all
way, I'm well
speculative.
aware of how bad Romano has been,
Yeah.
everyone. If you're kind of like, you're insane, Scott. Like, yeah, maybe I am a little insane. You know
But it's
what?
just another like again, another guy, and if he catches lightning in a bottle,
Yeah,
comes back. It's kind of like Stefanik. Like we picked up Stefanik and we were like, "Okay, if you got it, you're up." And he
yeah,
didn't have it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, like I just saw that tweet like yesterday and I was like, "Oh, this will be an interesting question."